Hello all, my name is Gupta and basically I am a working professional working in IT sector from last 3 years and I passed out in 2020, done my engineering in BTech in IT. So after that I have attempted two UPSC examination and this was my first mains with anthropology as an optional where I going to give interview. So in this opportunity as an anthro optional, I got to know about Nataraj sir and he helps me a lot in this journey. So when I got to know about Nataraj at test series after my prelims result was announced on June 13, if I remember it exactly. So after that, I got to know about Nataraj anthropology test series after 10 days something. So then I contacted with him and understand the every scenarios of that. So before that, what happened na, in my first attempt, I was working professional from my pass out itself. So I have taken maths as an optional. So first attempt I have taken maths as an optional and I was reading maths only. But when the prelims result came, I did not qualify in the prelims. Then after that, I need to change the optional because of the hectic work environment and the maths optional is quite big. What I think in my personal view. That's why I switched to anthropology. And in that period, from that to prelims, it was very less period for the optional. I try to cover as much as possible with the normal basic books and all. So, but till the next attempt, next prelims result, it was not very holistically prepared. Means if you can tell me, okay, I have prepared the syllabus with little chapters left from tribal part and archaeo part. But apart from that, all has been prepared, but not holistically. So that's why I want to attempt a test series and I was searching the test series in the market. In the market, there are many test series, but my thing was that I should go with some personal touch. Personal touch, as in where the faculty is checking the paper itself, where the faculty is directly talking with me. Because as a professional in my work, I understand what is the benefit of the personal touch in your test series or in your examination or the concept of mentorship. That was lacking in many of the other organizations. That's why I did not go anywhere. So in the Telegram groups, I somewhere see Nataraj name and then I connect with him. Then I take the test series of him. I think it was 15 test series only. 15 test series for the UPSC mains. So I tried to start it with second test because first test the date was lapsed. Means I did not write first. I directly go to the second. So after checking, so what he does basically. So after checking, me and Nataraj sit on the Zoom call and he explained what are the things are lacking in my paper. I also asked several questions. So in a nutshell, if I tell that the helping portion of the test series, it may be number one that the personal touch is very high. Means he will explain things like teacher means teacher as in means the coachings where we're going for the foundation batches of anthropology. He's explained that like second thing, the addition of the thinkers, the value addition of case study. I'm giving an example, very good example. There was a question in paper one for the Arjun Appadurai. In my last test that I've written on 9 September, if I remember, that in the globalization and social change was the question, and Sir has mentioned Arjun Appadurai in his additional points. So I know what is Arjun Appadurai. Yes, it is true that I did not attempt that question because of that last ML Durkheim, if I remember, a crowbar part. So I did not attempt it, but that is the beauty of the value addition here. That Arjun Appadurai know who is Arjun Appadurai and what Arjun Appadurai do. Apart from that, many case study in biological anthropology. That is the main thing because in biological part, the thinkers and the case study are very less in the main book also. But the current affairs and all other Nataraj helps me to add value addition points on the and how to add thinkers there, how to add thinker in archaeological part, how to add thinker in fossil part that I don't know. Okay, I know the thinkers in the social anthropology. I know the thinkers in the Indian anthropology, well, I think, but I did not know the thinkers about how to add in the fossil and all. So, with the help of him, that value addition thing is very good. And the last bonus thing was the discussion that we have done. In 1 or 2 paper, I have done discussion for more than 1 hour 30 minutes or 2 hours something. In my FLT before the original examination, I have discussed my FLT, last FLT around 2 hours, something like that. So this was my test series experience. Coming to the point of the main aspects of the test series, means that is the brownie point, or that is the beneficial part. Since I was a working professional, so the notes of mine was not quite holistic. Means holistic as it means the basic guidebooks and all that are present in the market that I was following, like Surgeon and all that I was following. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that in the current examination scenario, they are not enough. It's not holistic to answer the changing pattern of examination. Where the people like Nataraj comes into the picture, where his test series comes into the picture, means the value addition, where new thinkers I got to know in social anthropology, new thinkers I got to know in the physical wala part. Apart from that, the most beneficial, I think, the one thing that I want to highlight here is the diagrams, specifically curated diagrams. Means for the fossils and all, I got from him. I think it's around 1 or 2 pages, and some more than that, for the everything, the skull part, the fossil part, tools and all. So that was the most beneficial part in my learning from him. Also, in addition to that, the discussions. Means suppose if I am writing anything, suppose I got a 4 marks out of a 10 in 10 marker question. Then I ask sir, why 4 marks? He will tell me these things. So I will ask, suppose if I write this thing, then how much marks will going to give? So this kind of discussion we also do. It's not only that, okay, only check and done. The thing is that he will check everything. Means okay. And at the last, I want to mention one more thing that I remembered just now. That the how to approach the 10 marker question. Means okay, what we have done before this test series, what I am doing. So for example, any question, any 10 marker come. Then I do the intro. I started with some body and do the conclusion. Max to max three or four dimensions for that. Intro, body, in body 2 dimension, and the conclusion. But in his test series, I got to know that we can break as many parts as that will increase the mass. So in my test series also, and in my examination, I have done the same thing. In the 10 marker also, I was writing many things like introduction. In the body, I was focusing on the benefits, negatives point, positive point, and the current relevance point, and then the conclusion with the thinker. Try to include the thinker, try to include the examples. So that was the most beneficial part that I've seen in his test series. So when I was attempting my many tests, so from the initial, like the first, I think if I have attempted the first one was the biological anthropology. So as the number of tests I have attempted, the concept and the understanding of the anthropology as a whole. Before that, I in the biology part, I was very mediocre, means not very good. But the socioculture part, I was thinking is good. So, but the many things I learned from him in the biological anthropology, and the other concept in the mainly in the archaeology, means how to learn the archaeology, how we can learn, how we can do the rectification for that many thinkers that is required. Yes, that is required. We have to rectify the many things in the archaeological portion, like timelines and all. So that thing, how to learn, how to remember, how to make the short notes for that, what to do. So I think in overall, the test series helped me in understanding the anthropological concept of various domains. Either it is a tribal part, how I'm going to link the communalism in paper 2 with the Clifford Gidd's paper 1. That we can give the Japanese funeral example here. That paper 1 Japanese funeral, the communism example we can give here. Communalism basically. So that kind of interlinking between paper 1 and paper 2, I got to know from him. That is the main brownie point, or the main thing that I improved as a concept as a whole. For example, how we are going to make M.N. Srinivas in the paper 1, how I'm going to use S.C. Roy in paper 1, how I'm going to use Malinowski in paper 2, how try to integrate the things, try to integrate the Khata community in other things. So things, I think that was the main thing, overall the main thing of the test series for me. Coming to the feedback portion from Sa. So as I explained that the feedback was the more personal, Goal personal means what? That suppose if you are going for any other test series, I have GS test series or any other, I'm not taking any game here, but any other test series, then most of there I see that okay, red, and then give the marks and some little bit of this thing you can do, you can do, you can do. But here the thing is that red thing will not be there. The thing, suppose if in introduction, if I miss that, suppose in a globalization introduction, if I directly explain what is globalization, so their sir will write that please introduce globalization with this thinker or Jail Griffin or something like that. Means this is the value addition point where the sir is adding there. Apart from that, the how to do the things, means which point come first, which point goes second, which point come third, that also sir explained in his feedback. So these are the only written feedbacks I'm talking about. Most main aspect of the test series of Nataraj sir is that apart from the written feedback, we have to go on the call in a Zoom call where the Nataraj sir explains everything, that why I have written this, what you can do, and I also ask a suppose of this case study if I mentioned them. So this kind of positive feedback, if the answer is not good, he will also criticize the things that this can be do, this we can do, this is your potential, this you can do. So this thing I take as a very positively. One aspect, if I remember the one incident, every time I write my paper, every time I think I write 5-6 FLTs. In every time I told him that my paper 2 is more stronger than paper 1. But in the marks, I got my paper 1 is more stronger. I always got more marks in my paper 1. I did not get more marks in paper 2. So I asked every time, then what is the reason? He told that paper 1 is your strength. You should play on that. So that is the thing, that sometimes we don't know what is our strength. We only think, okay, paper 2 is easy, paper 2 is some GS like thing, then paper 2 is good. But it's not like that. Where the Nataraj feedback comes into the picture, that way, where he's again poking you again and again that okay, Ranu, this is your strength, this is your strength, this is your strength. So I think where the feedbacks helps me, and it was quite positive and holistic in nature. So there was two kind of feedback basically the sir has given. Means one, the paper will be checked by sir himself. So every brownie points here, the case studies, the thinkers, the news, the data, every dimension he will open in the feedback in the paper that we have submitted. So here you can understand the aspects. For example, suppose if I write a globalization definition, and if I have written the normal GS kind of a definition, and then the feedback from Nataraj will be like that: mention this thinker on the globalization. Some, for example, Jail Griffin is a thinker, so he'll mention the Jail Griffin here. So this is the additional point where we got to know the new things. Means that the things which are not in the books, but the things where the people like Nataraj sir and the Nataraj sir test series positive feedback help. So this is a written feedback kind of a thing. But the main aspect of this is the video feedback or the Zoom call feedback or the Teams feedback, where we go in a call after the test. Means when the test has been test marks, I got to know that when we go to him, and then where he will explain the things that okay, Gupta, you have done this thing, you can change these things on the call itself. And I can also ask, sir, suppose why you are giving me 5 marks here, I think I can expect 6. Then he will explain that why I have given you 5, why I have given you 4, and I have given you 3 also. So it's kind of a positive feedbacks or positive talk on the whatever the criticism in my paper. For example, in one of my paper, I got very less marks I think it was the fossil portion. So I asked what is the reason. So he told that the diagram you can do more, the tools you can do better, the thinkers you can do. And after that, what I received, a good 7 to 8 page of PDF which contain the picture of the diagram of the tools and all. So this kind of thing, we can expect the value addition materials, we can expect the new thinkers, we can expect many new things that will be a good if we are going to write in the final exams. In my opinion, the most the thing that many people asked from me or the Nataraj sir also, that why is means we are not able to retention capacity of ourselves is not very high. This was the same problem with me. It is still the same problem. That, for example, in the chapter 6, anthropological theories, there are many thinkers are there, and we are not able to learn the things that what E.B. Taylor has said, and what this guy has said, and what Clifford Gates has said. So the thing is here that in the test series, for that particular portion, like sociocultural anthropology, biological anthropology, the number of tests he tried to cover, Nataraj test series tried to cover every part of question holistically, means again and again in the 20 test series or in the 50 test series, you will cover many things with the repetitive, so that you can able to learn the things, you can able to enhance your retention. And apart from that, that one thing I remember, and that will be the more beneficial thing he told me, that suppose you don't able to learn the thing, suppose that, for example, chapter 6, before the test series, it's a 100% true. I'm telling there here that before the test series, I was not able to learn anthropological theory anyway. I have made the notes, but I was not able to memorize it correctly. I was writing the book from E.B. Taylor to Gates and Gates to here, means it was hodgepodge kind of a thing. He told me after the test that if you're not able to learn anything, try to make a short notes out of it. So I think I have 70, 80, 90, 100 pages of anthropological theory, 100 and 150. I made short notes of it in 20 to 25 pages. And now in the examination, that was the most beneficial thing for me. Why? Because that portion become a positive thing for me, or means that was the most strongest portion for me. I have written the Margaret Mead and Malinowski controversy question because of that only. So that was the approach of a good mentor, where Nataraj comes into the picture, that not only the test series, not only the thing that you are going to, not only the new questions you are getting, in my opinion, you are getting the mentorship, or you are getting the personal mentor kind of a thing. In the test series, it is only mentioned the test series and all, but the most beneficial thing for me is he will explain that how to do the things, how to approach the question, how to learn the things, how to improve the things, and how to value add the things with various current affairs and all other things. Coming to the mentorship part that I've explained earlier, but I'm trying to enhance more on the main aspect of here that we are missing, that people are not able to convey this thing holistically, that the mentorship is the brownie point here. Not the brownie, means this is the best thing that we are getting here in this Nataraj test series. Means if I remember it correctly, an incident from the test series in the tribal anthropology, means in tribal anthropology, I was doing anything like that, GS kind of a thing. Because in tribal, what we think, okay, it's like a society answer, we can do and we can go away. So here the mentor comes into the picture, where he explained me that what would, so that the tribal anthropology answer should not look like a GS answer. It should be look like a tribal answer, tribal anthropology answer. So in many aspects, he explained me the things that how to make your answer more anthropology-like. So that was the positive aspect in his mentorship. And apart from the motivation, the inspiration, the everything, that he tried to motivate me at night, at any time. I think at 1 o'clock calls. Also, we have a call after the test series of my fossil test series where I got less marks. So he was trying to motivate me at 1 o'clock itself. So this kind of thing in that kind of mentorship, I didn't expect outside from my class. So this was one of the best thing that I got that from him. So I think it is the most beneficial for this test series, and most beneficial for a student like us. For the personalized guidance thing, I have explained earlier that how we are going and how we are going to do, means how we are approaching as in here means the calls, calls on the phone, calls on the Zoom, and the feedback. So in my mind, I think he is very approachable. Approachable as in that when I completed my paper 1, paper 2 on 24th of September, after the actual mains examination, I directly called him in 10-15 minutes after 5 o'clock, and he directly picked up the call. At that time means the test series thing has been completed. Now that there is no test series because that mains examination is over, but still he picked my call. At 8 o'clock when I come back from my center, I have discussed every question with him, that I have written this, I have written this, I have written this, I have written this. And he listens to me and he gives feedback. Okay, this you have done good, this you should do more. So this kind of a thing, this kind of approachability is here in this Nataraj test series. That was Nataraj is very approachable, I think. I think he is the most approachable man here in the anthropology. So yeah, this approachability thing is very good. And the personalized guidance is the best. So I think for me, in my mindset or in my thinking, that for the anthropology test series, he is the best in the market. Coming to the advices and insights that I got from Nataraj sir, that more than 3 or 4 I have I'm remembering now. The number one is the put the thinkers at every pages. Why? What's the reason behind that thing? That the teacher or the faculty should know that you know what is the difference between an anthropology answer and what is the difference between a GS answer. So, for example, you are going to mention a globalization definition, then it should come with a thinker. You are going to mention a communalism example, then it should be going with a case study. So that thing was the most specific advice. Second one is put the rectangular boxes outside of the name of the thinker, outside of the name of the case study, or outside of the name of the places, or anything that should be highlighted more, so that the paper checker got to know that this guy knew anthropology, this guy had done the things, this guy understand the things. So that will increase your marks. And the third specific advice I got to know about the diagrams and how to make the diagrams neat and clean, and it should be in the boxes. Yes, we have a habit to put the diagram in the boxes in the GS, but this habit we should also apply in the anthropology answer. So Nataraj sir, this specific advices helps me, and let us hope that I got very good marks. I get very good marks in the final result after following this method or the advices. Coming to the test series, is a holism, or test series is a brownie points in the current content you have. Suppose you have a content on tribal anthropology, and you have lots and lots of content from other books, from the markets, and any other coachings and all. But here, the things of the Nataraj test series, that you will got some new examples, new case studies, new thinkers that I've explained earlier also, that how I got to know about Arjun Appadurai in his value addition. I got to know about many biological anthropology thinkers in his value addition. So that is the thing that make Nataraj test series very holistic and different from the market, where we are getting very less this kind of value addition and all. So I think this stands out in the market, and this is a very good thing that we can apply in your final examination, and that I have applied also. This thing, that Arjun Appadurai and all. These are the examples that I can quote there. Talking on the confidence perspective, before the mains examination or before the prelims result, I was very low on confidence in anthropology, because the content I have prepared is not very holistic. It's from only basic books. Second, I was not able to learn the things. My retention capacity was very less in many of the chapters, like fossils and all, or the thinkers for socio-culture anthropology and all. But the The test series where the Nataraj test series comes into the picture means in 3 months now it's 110% true. In 3 months, 70 to 80% of anthropology I have done in that 3 months, and all 70 to 80% of credit goes to him only. So because of that, I am giving an example. It's a very vague kind of example. That in the paper one, if I remember it correctly, the paper two, there was a question on marriage in GS, and in GS answer, I have written the definition with anthropological thinker. Yes, maybe it's good or not, I don't know. But that level of confidence I got in anthropology thinkers. Means in 3 months ago, I was not able to learn the thinkers what they are telling. And after 3 months, I'm using that anthropological definition in my GS. So this kind of positive influence or positive impact of the Nataraj test series. Coming on the portion of the quality of the questions in the test series, I have attempted a 15 test series. Means in the test series, 15 tests were there. So I have attempted that one. So the quality and how the sir is explaining and with respect to the current affairs mainly, means everything was on a very good level. Means the number of the questions that have been put, all tests were of 250 marks. That is the one positive thing. And sectional also 250 marks. It's not like that sectional is of 125. It's not like that sectional is of 250. So the question quality was very good and on the line with the PYQs. Means sir has analyzed the PYQs very well, and on the same line he has asked the questions. So Nataraj sir's approach towards the PYQ and his analysis part on that, and then a question, and then made the question on that basis. That's why when I was attempting paper 2 in my actual mains examination, in paper 2, all of the questions, nearly all, I think nearly all or totally all, was from test series. It was like that. And in the paper 2, apart from some one or two bouncers like glottochronology and others, it was quite good. So that approach, that analysis of the PYQ, and then how to form the new questions and how to form the question on the basis of the current affairs, means what is going in the market and what are the things are going. So that approach helped me from the Nataraj test series to tackle the actual examination. I think the test series of the Nataraj is very much recommendable to all, and I also recommend to many of my friends already, and many of them also enrolled here. Why I'm telling like that? Because there are several reasons. The main reasons I'm going to explain here. The number one is the personal touch. Why personal touch is important? Because in most of the test series in outside market, where the teacher is not going to check your paper, a teacher is not going to evaluate the paper. But here, the paper is evaluated by the faculty itself. This is the first point. Second, the on-call support from him as in the Nataraj. So where we can call sir anytime after the paper check. Our paper is checked, we can schedule a meeting with him, and then in the meeting itself, he explained me many things, many new things also I have added in the meeting. So this is the second thing which is not there in the market. The third thing is the value additions and the other materials that you got from it. The value addition from Nataraj sir means here is the new thinkers that I've already explained. That thinker like Arjun Appadurai I also got in my test stage, means as a value addition. New case studies and the study material if you need something. For example, I need the diagrams of fossils as in the tools and all. He provided me. So something like that that I told. And the last one will be the last but not the least kind of a thing is the opportunity or the personal guidance. So it is our opportunity to get as much as from him. Means I called him at the last moment of the examination. After the examination, still he was guiding me. So it's like that. Means it's not like that some formal kind of a relationship. It's not very that formal coaching type where we cannot ask the more the thing. But here we can ask many things. We can also ask the GS related doubts to him. If we have any GS doubts also, that is the main thing here. Means okay, anthropology is good because we have written many mains, I think. So we can also ask. I have asked the GS related thing. I have asked some essay related doubt. So that is the last thing. But yes, we can ask that thing here also. So in my hindsight and overall totally, I think the test series is one of the best or best in the market and is recommendable to anyone who is going to attempt next mains as an anthropology option. Thank you.